Hey guys, it's Mrs. Disney here. Sorry it has been a while. It has been a crazy past 2 months. As you know, the school year started 2 years ago, so it's been pretty crazy, all in all. But I am back and I am giving you some updates, not about some other Disney movies, as you know, came out. As you know, back in September, like the weekend of December 9th to the 11th, they have or somewhere around that time, I can't remember. They have made a couple announcements of some upcoming movies, upcoming TV shows, upcoming musics that are coming out, even upcoming toys and games and even amusement parks, so which was awesome. I never actually went, but luckily for me, Disney Plus offers a little bit of a sum up of some pretty amazing things, like The Little Mermaid, yay, is coming out on Memorial Day weekend, 2023. So that's May 26th. I may be off by a couple days, but I'm so excited. And I heard a sneak peek of Haley Bailey. Oh my God, I can't pronounce her last name. Haley singing "Part of Your World," and but you've already heard about that, so I am moving on. We have also heard that Snow White, played by West Side Story's Rachel, is playing Snow White, and the movie is coming out early 2024. So I'm not excited that I have to wait another whole year for a new Disney princess, but I guess it's to be expected, especially if they're trying to make it as great as the past movies. But that's not why you're here. My title says Disney Descendants Updates, and that is what I'm going to do. If you have never heard of Descendants before, well, since July of 2015, we were given the children of our famous Disney villains of all time and our famous Disney princesses, prince, heroes, all the Disney works. In the first movie of Descendants, we had Mal, daughter of Maleficent, Evie, daughter of Evil Queen, Carlos, son of Cruella de Vil, and Jay, son of Jafar. These four villain kids, VKs as they were called, were given a chance to go to a prestigious school in Oregon Prep that is welcomed by future king and son of Belle and Beast, Ben. Now, as you know, each Disney movie has a specific theme going on here, and in this case, what I love about Descendants is that it talked about prejudice. So far, these Oregon kids hate the villains. They did not like the idea of villain kids coming to their kingdom because, let's face it, their parents were horrible, and I mean horrible, the worst kind of villains you will ever meet. So, of course, they are under the impression that their kids are just as worse. At first, these four villain kids were exactly like their parents. They try to follow in their parents' footsteps and be the best villains they can be and set their parents free because they were under a 20-year prison on an island called Isle of the Lost. Oh my gosh. Whew. But, you know, as it goes on, the villain kids are not as villainous as a lot of people made them out to be. Ben, who is the son of Belle and Beast, made an excellent choice of letting them attend Oregon because they were given an opportunity to be more than what they were born and raised to be, and it just actually goes to show that you're more than where you came from. You can grow, you can prosper, you can be anyone who you want to be, which was great because Mal ended up getting together with Ben. So Evie became a well-known fashion designer, Carlos overcome his fear of dogs, and Jay became an athlete. Awesome sauce. And because the franchise was so good, they came out with Descendants 2, and we are featured a new character named Uma, daughter of our sea queen, Ursula. Rest in peace, Pat Carroll. You are in good hands with your children. So they continued the theme of prejudice because just like in the first movie, Descendants 2 also featured about characters being who they say they were, like villain kids being villains kids. I mean, let's face it, you're not too far from the island, but it actually had another interesting thing that I loved about this is that you could take the aisle out of the you could take the aisle out of the girl, but you can't take the girl out of the aisle, which basically means, yes, no matter where you are, no matter how much has changed, you can still never forget where you came from. And sometimes that's actually a good inspiration. You can learn from where you came from and actually make it grow, make it better, and even make it better for your home life improve it even. And that's what Evie did. She started her industries. In fact, she even got together with Drizella's daughter, Dizzy, and created some interesting fashion statements that brought out the spark that VKs usually do, whereas Ordon Prep is kind of like prim and proper and ever so effortlessly perfect, whereas VK is all about the leather, the thread, the accessories, make it pop and wow. So with the excess of that, out came Descendants 3 back in 2019, where it features Hades, who, as we know at this point, is the father of Mal. I know, right? Mal is not exactly half human anymore. She is now a demigod fairy. Wow. Oh my goodness, that was so awesome. For those of you that have never seen Descendants movies, I hope for the face of all, this is a summary. I have spoilers. It has been a couple of years. Descendants came out in 2015. If you've never watched it, I encourage you to watch it, especially if you like to teach your kids something. But also, for any adults out there, this kind of gives you an idea about our classical Disney heroes, Disney villains, having the next generation. And what I actually love about this movie is that they actually do their research. They actually do more than just provide what the children of the villains and heroes will look like. What they focused on for the second movie was that Mal wasn't so sure whether she was actually in love with Ben. She always questioned it. But it led Mal and Evie to have a conversation, and it's one thing that both of them have in common is that their parents kept mentioning from their distinctive movies True Love's Kiss. Because let's face it, if we remember in Snow White, when the evil queen was in her disguise and she was making this poison apple for Snow White, when she made this poison apple for Snow White, there was an antidote to break the curse of forever sleeping, and that was True Love's First Kiss. Hello. Theme number one there, or at least hint number one, in Sleeping Beauty. Maleficent cast a curse on the baby Aurora, Princess Aurora, which means, and where she are to sleep for eternity, and as the great good fairy Merryweather, she countered it without breaking it. She said that Aurora can be awakened by true love's kiss. We have a theme here. Descendants 2 was all about true loves, and I love the fact that it was featured with Mal, daughter of Maleficent, and Evie, daughter of Evil Queen, where they focused on breaking a curse or breaking anything and realizing true love through a kiss. That's actually a really good connection there. I was very happy to see that Kenny Ortega and all the creators of Descendants really capturing the old classical movies. And even better, Uma, also daughter of Ursula, also played a part on the True Love's Kiss. In fact, on Descendants 3, when everybody was asleep, she jokingly told Evie that, "Wake up, Doug, son of Dopey, with a true love's kiss." Works every time. And that's actually another thing. When Ursula made the deal with Ariel, she actually told Ariel that in order to be a human forever, she has to get a kiss. And not just any kiss, a kiss of true love. See? Disney actually did their homework. Someone actually did their homework, especially with these classical children of classical Disney heroes. And that leads us off to amazing things happening. And as I'm sure you know, there was an unfortunate passing of Cameron Boyce, who played the son of Cruella de Vil, Carlos. As you guys know, he did die of epilepsy back in 2019. 20 years of age, was so sad. But it did not stop the creators from actually creating like the finale of the original characters, and that's where they came up with Descendants, the Royal Wedding, where it featured Mal marrying King Ben. I love the fact that even though Carlos passed away, or at least Cameron passed away, they still mentioned Carlos. They never set it in stone what happened to Carlos, but the way that everybody's gathered around and just the tone, the atmosphere, it kind of gives you an opinion, not an opinion, an idea that something happened to Carlos. Honestly, I try to stay as positive as I can be, and I'm thinking that maybe they're sad that he went away to a veterinary school, because at the end of Descendants 3, he said that he wanted to be a vet. So maybe he's in a school that's very, very far away, but I think based on the tone of that one particular scene, something happened to Carlos, and yes, Cameron Boyce will forever be missed. And there has been a lot of debate about this upcoming announcement, which as of September 11th of 2022, they have officially announced by China Anne McClain, who plays Uma, that Descendants 4 is happening under the title Descendants the Pocket Watch. And it has been officially claimed that Uma, my sea queen, I like to call her, she will be back for the 4th movie. Oh, I'm so excited. Oh, and it features 2 new characters. Red, daughter of the Queen of Hearts from Alice in Wonderland, and surprise, surprise, Chloe Charming, the daughter of Cinderella and Prince Charming, which also means that Chad Charming has a sister. Now, I have heard rumors that Jedediah, who plays Chad Charming, may be making an appearance in the movie. Whether those rumors are true or not, nobody knows for certain, because right now, the only thing they have announced is who are the actresses that will be in the movie, and that they have already started their production in Vancouver. I may not be pronouncing that correctly, but either way, they have started their production now, which basically means that if all goes well and there's no delays, no knock on wood COVID stuff happening, then they should actually be making their movie, or at least completing it, by summer or fall of 2023. Like I said, nothing is set in stone right now. There is no official date. This is just based on how productions usually are. Most of the time, it usually takes about a year to get everything done, and even getting the trailers right, and even getting the movie the way it works. It's going to take time. Little more than a couple months. I mean, let's face it. A perfect movie requires months and months and months of preparation, practices, time consuming, and even make sure that certain scenes are put in there or certain scenes are deleted. So, in that case, the 2 actresses that they have officially announced, which if you are interested in to see the official video of it, I will put the link on my description on the bottom here, which you can access the video, or even just type in Descendants 4 and it will automatically take you to many of the links that tells you the official announcements. But the 2 actresses that will be playing in the movie are Kylie Cantrell, who played Gabby Duran in Gabby Duran and the Unsittables, and Dara Renee, who featured in High School Musical, the series. She played, I haven't watched High School Musical in a long time. I am trying to remember her name, but I can. She played Gabriella's best friend Wow, I am old. I cannot remember High School Musical. But she did play the girl who played Gabriella's best friend. She also played Mrs. Potts in the season 2 production of Beauty and the Beast, and she played in the season 3 camp production as Elsa in Frozen. So this I've actually heard this girl's voice. Wow! Oh my gosh! Woo! She can sing. Oh my goodness, I cannot wait. And I even heard Kylie sing. They were both featured in the Disney Princess Mix, and they were also featured in the Descendants Mix-Up Dance Party that featured the Lord of the Underworld himself, Hades. Oh, so these girls can sing, these girls can dance, so I am sure enough that these girls will live up to the expectations of Descendants 4. Now, who's playing who is an interesting question. So far, from what I've heard, Kylie Cantrell is playing Red, the daughter of the Queen of Hearts. Now, Dara Renee, at first I heard she's playing Chloe, but now it seems like recently there is a new character that she's playing, and I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it right. It starts with a U. I think it's like oh, I forgot already. You know, quite frankly, it is 8 o'clock at night, so I'm a little tired. But I want to say is Anyana, Ankyana, something like that. And according to some of these rumors, Akyana or Unyana is the sister of Uma, which means Ursula has another daughter. Woo, these new movies are coming out with not only new characters but also new siblings. I think that's pretty neat. I think a lot of these Descendants characters needs to have siblings, and quite frankly, who is the other parent? We know at this point that Mal's got Hades and Maleficent as her parents, which quite frankly is a very powerful match, to be frank. But all in all, I am very excited. A lot of you guys are probably thinking, well, Cameron Boyce passed away. Why do they need Descendants 4? I'm going to be honest with you guys, and this is my opinion. My opinion matters most. If you don't agree with me, that's fine. But honestly, I was like you guys. I am torn. I didn't like the idea of continuing the Descendants franchise without Cameron Boyce because let's face it, he was a year younger than 3 of our main characters, and he only had like a year left to graduate. I would love to see how he graduated high school, or at least or on prep. But at the same time, I'm kind of glad they did what they did because I feel like Descendants really is a world to where it can expand. I mean, there are hundreds and hundreds of classical, Renaissance, and new Disney character or new Disney villains and heroes that many could actually have kids for, and I would love to see it. And quite frankly, I'm still waiting for Snow White's kid. She was the first Disney princess. Where is her kid? Cinderella had a kid. Heck, even the Evil Queen had a kid. Where's Snow White's kid? Does she not have a kid? I am dying to see that. Can you make me happy and provide me a child for Snow White? It can be Sadie White. It can be Sydney White. It can be Sean White. Anything really, please. I'm still waiting to this day. I'm already accepting the fact that it could be Ivy White. Actually, that's not a bad name at all. That's pretty. I like that. Yeah. Oh, get back into focus, Miss Disney. Get back into focus. Huh. Anyway. So, like you guys, I was torn, but I did like the fact that Cameron Boyce's legacy still lives on. Yes, he was featured, and yes, we do miss him with all of our hearts, but I like how they decided to do Descendants 4 in a different approach. Instead, and just like many other movies before, it creates legacies to where um, it continues on through someone else's work. The way I see it, Descendants 1 through 3, as well as Wicked World and Descendants Royal Wedding, was a great arc, a first arc, a way of introducing and blending in villains with Auradon kids, like really getting the idea that we are all not just good, we're not all just bad. There's evil in us, there's good in us, it's all blended in. We're capable of both. So I love what they did of how the first arc was about the introduction, the opening up the barriers. In this case, we have the next arc, which will feature Wonderland. And yes, it was hinted in Descendants Royal Wedding at the very end. The link will be on the bottom to where it features when Ben and Mal finally got married. They were gazing up at the stars and they were saying, so this is what happily ever after looks like. For us, yes, but somewhere another story could be just beginning, and right at that moment we see a trail of white roses, and then a little bit later some red roses that looked like they were painted on, as well as a paintbrush that had some red paint on it, and it led to a rabbit hole, which tells us a little foreshadow, a little hint that the next arc could actually be not just in Auradon, but in Wonderland too. And I find that very good because, like I said, there were hundreds of Disney characters out there, and I would love to see what the next generation of the classicals look like and really bring out the next generation and how they are going to be. And it's just, I love it. Oh, we do actually have an official summary of what we're going to be expecting from Descendants 4. In Descendants 4, someone has a baby. Can you take a wild guess who it might be? I think I have an idea, but I'm not going to say it because I could be wrong later. So, anyway, a baby is born. Auradon is celebrating, but something happened. Something is going to happen to where Red and Chloe need to work together, find this mythical pocket watch that was owned by the White Rabbit, and what this pocket watch does is that it travels in time. So Red and Chloe have to use the pocket watch and travel in time to stop whatever catastrophes that's going to happen and stop them before it even happens. So we have an idea, we have a plot. We may actually have more than just 2 new characters that are added into the plot line. Now, whether Uma will have a younger sibling, I don't know. I kind of can't wait to. I think I remember. I think it's Anyana or Anyana. Oh my gosh. I'm going to have to tell you later, guys, because and maybe official like later by 2023 or something. I don't know. Like I said, this is all rumors. Who knows if it's true, but officially speaking, we do have a plot. We do have actresses, and Uma is coming back. Oh, my sea queen is coming back. Yay. So, exciting stuff. Descendants 4 is right around the corner. We have updates. We have actresses. We have a plot. Ooh, we have mixed feelings. Not gonna lie, mixed feelings. On the plus side, I am happy Descendants 4. Camera Boys will, in fact, be missed, but so happy. I can't wait. If you are so excited to see about Descendants 4 coming on Disney Plus in the near future, please subscribe to me and hit that like button and just share with me who your favorite Descendants characters are. What are you most likely looking forward to in the upcoming movie? I would love to hear what you guys are saying. So until next time, have a magical day, and how can I put this? It's good to be bad. And have a happy Halloween. Yeah.